Hi guys, welcome to the channel and the battle between Creality's K1 Max and Bambu Labs P1P as they vie to find out who is the best at printing different types of filament. We'll go through and we'll analyse them all. There's 8 in total and we'll see who is the champion this time. Okay, let's go. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to what is sure to be an exciting match. Today we have 8 rounds consisting of ABS, TPU, PETG, ASA, PLA Matte, PLA carbon fibre, PA-Nylon and PC-Polycarbonate. So who will win this exciting match between the K1 Max and P1P? Let's get straight into it with Johnny Whiskers. Johnny Whiskers, down over ringside for WPSC in what has become the match of the year between the P1P and the K1 Max. The 8 rounds are finished and it's now off to Billy O'Hare to analyse the results. Off to you, Billy. Oh, Johnny, how close was that match? It was fantastic. Oh, we did have a few little hiccups in the ASA and the ABS rounds, but the rest are so tight, Johnny, so tight. Let's go to the judges to see how they scored. Off to you, judges.
Okay, so this is the file I've done all the filament testing with. As you can see, there's all the bridging, overhang, so the text stuff you can see there, and all the measurement ones. So that's the file I'll be using.
Okay, as you can see, these are the ones we printed. We'll have a look at the PLA Matte first. So I'll chuck that under the magnifying glass here. Okay, so let's have a look. This is the K1 Max. And you can see it printed really well, as you'd expect from PLA Matte. The overhangs are really good. No stringing whatsoever down on those overhangs. You can see sort of down there. Yeah, and in the top here, just on the very last one, which would be the 80-degree one, we've got some of the, you can see a little bit of, it's not stringing so much, but you can see the layer lines on the 80 on this one and the 75 on this one. Okay, but all the rest, and the text on this one came out really well too. I can read all the text on this one. Yeah, I can read it all. So yeah, it's come out really nice. So the K1, it's not actually bent. I've got it under a magnifying glass so you can actually see it. But if you have a look at the text, if you can see the text, that can't out real well, is it? Yes, there you go. See the text here. So that's come out really nicely. The text all over it's come out nicely. For the P1P, it's going to be very similar. The overhangs, nothing there, and these overhangs here, down here. Can't really see anything down there. Okay, the text is, yeah, about, I'd say they're the same. What you guys think? The text came out really well on P1P. On the back, it's similar. You got a little bit hanging off the edge here, but not much. But it's the same on the 80 and the 75 on the P1P's probably come out a little bit better, but the 80's come out a little bit worse. Not much. So I'd say probably a draw in this one. Side by side. To be honest with you, if I had to pick, you can't pick. I can't pick. They're exactly the same. Oh, this one has got a little bit broken off, but that's because I knocked it. If they've got any of these ones, these little bits, if you notice any of these little bits knocked off, they're really easy just to, like that, knock them off. So that would have been me when I've been trying to keep them all in one spot. With the, what one's this one? P1P. So we had a little bit of stringing in the, as you can see, in the, it's a bit over the black, but if you look down there, No, you can't really see down, but if you look down, there's a little bit of drooping and a bit of blobbing on top where the overhangs. The rest is okay. It started to stuff up on the 60 and here on the 60 as well. So on the 60 on both, it started to show layer lines. On the 70 and 80, it's fairly stringy on the back there. You can see where it's gone there. But the text nowhere near as good as the PLA Matte. But the PLA Matte is made to print on the faster printers. But so that's the P1P. Here's the K1 Max. Now, the K1 Max noticed there was something wrong and sent me a warning that there was a problem and asked me if I wanted to continue. And I thought, well, yeah, that's probably a plus for the K1 Max, that it's actually warned me that it's stuffed up. But anyway, it didn't finish because it came up with that error, and I said, no, don't worry about it. The bridging here is similar, I would say. Yeah, they're the same for the bridging. Text is a little bit better on this one, which is the P1P. So the text has come out better on this one than has on this one. I can read more of the text on the P1P than I can on the K1 Max. So P1P has won the PETG. So that's the carbon fibre PLA. So this one is the K1 Max. Okay. Now, the text is sort of readable. You can sort of make out the text. It's not the fantastic, but it's not brilliant either. The bridging's down that way, not too bad. Tiny little bit of drooping on the bottom I can see. Underneath here, we've got, where does that start? On the 70, and here it's not too bad. It's right at the various. Well, it doesn't go 70, it goes 75 on this one. So the 75 is a little bit not too bad. The 70s, yes, you got a fair bit, and on the 80, sorry, starts on the 70, goes into the 80. So the 80 is not the best on this one. On here, the text is about the same. Text is about the same on the didn't I just do the P1? No, P1P. Oh, this is the P1P. Oh, okay. So the overhangs down here, similar to the K1 Max. At the bottom back here, we've got, starts on the 70, goes into the 80, where you've got all this on the bottom here. On this one, it's pretty clean all the way through, so that's okay. So, I would say very similar. There's probably more stringing on this one than there is on this one. Text, so this one I like. This one's not bad, but it's come out shinier for some reason. You can see if you can see the glare on it. And it has made the text a little harder to read, but I mean it's still pretty good. But if I had to pick one, I'd pick this one, which is K1 Max. Now, I did this on the Orca slicer because they don't have a PLA carbon fibre in the Creality print program, so I couldn't use Creality print. I tried to use that whenever I could because it's Creality's one. I might as well try it on their printer, and I used all the default settings. I did not change the settings from the default setting that was the settings for the filament. So we're into TPU now. As you can see, it's a bit mucky. very mucky. This one is the K1 Max. Okay, there is lots of stringing, if you can see, stringing down there. You can probably see the spider webby type stuff down here, and on top it looks, yuck, there's stringing everywhere. Even on these guys, they're stringing, and really the only really decent one is about up to the 25 mark on that and the 30 mark on this one. It did a crap job with TPU. See, TPU, it's flexy. It is flexy. It held together well. It held on the build plate well, but not very good. That was on the Creality print too. So this is the P1P. Lots of stringing, as you can see on this one. Neither of them did well. It's probably more stringing on this than there is on the K1 Max, as you can see down there. Stringing galore in the overhangs. On here, you probably got up to 40 on this, as opposed to 25 on that. And this one's 45. Yeah, 45 on that one. But oh shit, I didn't notice that. It's had a layer shift. I didn't notice that. But the K1 Max didn't have a layer shift. Oh, that's interesting. It's like the P1P. Every now and again, I don't get it when I'm printing just normal bits. Let's try to print something in the middle of that too. What the hell's going on there? I don't know what's going on there, but it's got a little chunk of something in there. Yeah, that's a bit weird. So I would, well, the K1 Max has done a better job. I mean, the overhangs, the angles on this are a little bit better, but that's the only place that this has gone better in. And there's less stringing on this one than there is on this one, because you can see all the stringing. I haven't taken anything off. Once again, default settings. So the K1 Max has won the TPU battle. ASA, the infamous one that's meant to not stick very well on the plate. Let's go this one first. This one is K1 Max. Okay, so it's not bent, it's just the it's just, oh, it's one of those things fell off because I've knocked it. Okay, the text is readable. Dog hair on it. Text is readable, you can see the text. It's got little bits of stray filament and shit lying around the place, but the text is readable. If you have a look down the, can you see down there? So the bridging is good. It does look like it's got a bit of a separation in, I don't know if you can see it there. Yeah, there you go. It's got a little bit of separation here, so I didn't quite do fantastically on the very first few prints. Maybe it lifted a bit, I don't know. But the text is really nice. Text has come out really good, yeah? You can read the text. Yeah, this way. Spin around. The camera's adjusted for the light, bugger. Okay, so on the curves, up to 40, and then you've got all sorts of mess going on the bottom. It's sort of doable on the top. This one's okay on the top. It's got a bit of roughness on the 60, but on the back, yeah, it's where 60 is where it starts. So 60 on the small one, 40 on the big one. So it's not bad. The normal stuff with normal bridging and the text and stuff has come out really nice. Really nice and clean. Okay, then we hop into the P1P. Had a little bit of an accident. Had a spaghetti thought. So the good thing about the K1 Max is I think it's the LiDAR detector. Won't let it go like this. And I'll put up the screen that comes up just straight after this, so you can have a look. But it started to print and then it just spaghettied everywhere. So let's have a look at it before it's spaghetti. We don't have any separation, so that's good. We do have, on the bridging, we do have a little bit of, as you can see there, we've got a little bit of drooping, but it is on, oh, it's on the top, the longest three, it's got some drooping on it. just like, yeah, God, I can't. So you can see it there. Okay, text is really clean. It's a bit rough on the side here, which didn't get with the K1 Max. If you have a look at the top, I don't know if oh well, that's probably broken there. So can you see the roughness in the texture on the top there? It's not the same as here. As you can see, it's really smooth. This side, not so smooth. You can see all the layer lines on the side here too, and it gets rough. It's rough to feel. You can see. Okay, but on this side it's really nice. So I'm not sure what that is. The text is crisp, so the text is nice. It's just the crapped up here didn't do this. Oh, and it lifted off the bed. That is actually curve. I'll put it next to this curve. K1K is flat. You can see. I'll give us something that's flat here. Look, something you can see the difference. Can you see how it's curved? And when you do the K1 Max, oh, it's red. And they're curving. So not only did it lift on one corner, and you can see the text anyway. Come on. You can see the text over on the test there, and over on the 3D here where it's squished a bit. Where on the K1 Max, come on, there we go. The text is pretty okay, but it's still got that I don't know what the hell's going on there, sort of separation a bit. But if I had to pick the two, I think I'd prefer the K1 Max print as opposed to the P1P. Now I use the same roll of filament. I printed on one, then printed straight on the other. So I waited till one had finished before I printed on the other one. So I was using the same roll of filament. So there was no, question about whether it was the filament doing it or the printer. Let's have a look. What one's this one first? P1P. A little bit of a mess. So this is how the P1P came out. Basically that fell over. It printed up and then it got up to here and it just fell over. So it printed to 30 and the 20. 30 and the 20 on the lean, and then it's just mucked itself right up on the back there. All the spaghetti and stuff. Let's have a look. It's got a little bit of stringing in the bridges. The text is okay. Text is clean. If you can see the text. Bloody hell. I hate this white stuff trying to get it on camera. But you can see 45 there. Yeah. I might have to give up. Oh, you can see the print there. So the text is good on that one. So P1P, not so good with ABS. It's stuck to the bed though. It is flat. Do that. Yeah, it's flat. Okay, what's this one? K1 Max. Flat. Yes, it's flat. Also had a bit of a problem. These are still attached, but they fell over. It's knocked it off at. This got to printing the 60. Was getting into the 70, and this was getting into whatever that one is. It is the 20, 45. I don't know. It printed further than that one. It was getting into the 60. So I printed the 45. Was starting to print the 60 on the small one. Stopped, and this one was getting into the 70, and it stringed, and it would have then said, as soon as it started to string like this, it stopped and gave me an error message. I saw it and I went, nah, not having that, and just stopped the print. So the text on this side is good. Oh, the print's crap on this. as opposed to P1P. P1P is this one here. I don't know if you can see the text on that one, compared to, you can barely read text on this one. The bridging, there's a little bit of filament stranding in there. I can't really see. It's better than the P1P, because the P1P's got visible, really visible stringing and stuff on it, but the K1 doesn't. Oh, that's a bit of a border come off. Okay, so, but the text is crap on this. So, bridging better on this one. It completed more of the overhangs. The print is better on this one. So the print is better on the P1P, which I found in the last Torrance test one, that the print was better on the P1P. But the K1 Max has done better on the bridging, done better on the overhangs and the bridging. The rest is very similar. So it's just mainly the text that's worse on the K1 Max. I'm going to give it to the K1 Max for the ABS, mainly because there's more of the print that is good. Now I got some polycarbonate, and I decided I'm not going to print that whole big one again, because it's polycarbonate's not cheap. So I did little half ones, but I did the ones that mattered, the ones where the failures were happening. So this one is the K1 Max. So we've got the bridging here. It's a bit easy to see too. As you can see, it's got some drooping, and that goes down to about the 10 mil. 10 mil's not fantastic. I mean, it's okay, but it's not fantastic. It's sort of like that, but in the mini version. The text is stringy, so it makes it hard to read because there's stringing on it. This overhang came up to, printed to the 60, and then it started doing this sort of stuff. And on the other side it printed up to the 60 again, and then started, it's not as bad on this side. But you can see how it's done it there. Okay, so the text is crap. The bridging's sort of okay. The text is mainly because it's just, I guess if I got a lighter, I guess, and maybe sort of ran the lighter over it quickly, it might pull that stringing back, but I don't know. So that's the K1 Max with polycarbonate, and it stuck to the, they both stuck to the bed. They're both flat. Yep. So this is the P1P. As you can see, it's had its crappy bridging as well. Not as bad as the K1 Max. Oh no, actually, I'm thinking of a different one. So there they are together. So to me, looking at them together, probably this one is better, which is the P1P. You can see this one. Well, it doesn't look like it there, does it? Let me have a better look at that. I'll just look down. Now that I'm looking at them like that, they're similar, eh? No, you have to look at them like this. See, on the camera it looks, I don't know. See, how far back does this one go? See, that one started to crap up on the 10. This one's crapped up on the 10 too. Okay, so they're both shitty on the bridges. Just I had a bit of shadow there, I didn't see it until I looked at the camera. Because I've got another magnifying glass here, guys. I don't know if I can show you. I'll show you what I'm doing. So, here, oh, take the wing off. Here I am. Okay, so what I'm doing is, I've set up a little magnifying glass over my cam, and I'm showing you the stuff here. So, oh my god, I'm showing you Billy. Okay, no, not that one, not that one. I want this one. Here we go. So, on the P1P, it's printed on, as you can see, the overhangs neither of them are fantastic. They're both the same. Look at with the naked eye, the K1's better because the P1 is crappy down to here, where the K1's only crappy to down there. You see it? The big one, they're both pretty crappy at the same spot. That is to about the 60. Yeah, 60 it starts to crap up. Oh, I've just knocked more of those bloody sticks. Very hard to tell. I don't like the overhangs on the K1 Max, but the bridging is probably a bit better. Text is better on this one. Only just. They're both very stringy, but only just. And this one's a K1 Max. I'm going to call it a draw. They're pretty close. It'd be unfair to give it to one, not the other, because they're so close. It's not funny. It's PA-Nylon. So this one here is the K1 Max. As you can see, the bridging it didn't handle very well. It's mucky all the way through. The 10, the 5's okay. I mean, the bridges are, yeah. The 20's not fantastic. The 35 goes all the way across. 20 sort of dips right. Yeah, that's a bit shitty. Yeah, they're not really that recoverable, those stats. The text is okay, not too bad. A bit of stringing on these little things here, little spirals. This one, it lifted a little bit in the corner here. You can probably see on the bottom, it's smooth as here, and it lifts here. Now the smoothness of the K1 has to be the bed. I reckon if I got the same sort of bed with the P1P, I'd have the same baby soft smoothness on the P1P as well, because it's got that you know, like sandpaper type bed on the P1P. Can't remember what it's called. Anyway, so the overhang on this K1 is, as you can see, the whole, it's pretty crappy all the way up. If you had just heard the noise go down a bit, the K1 Max just finished printing something, and that's the fan just turning off. The fan's pretty loud, but when the fan comes on the P1P, it's loudish as well. So you know, it's just the sort of printer it is. Up to about the where the 20 starts, it starts to muck up, and this one where the midway through the 30, it starts to muck up on this, the smaller side. So it is pretty shitty on that side, yeah. On the P1P, yeah, same sort of thing. Crap. The 10's sort of mucky a bit, and then my dog's going mad at the door. So yeah, the bridging is just terrible. You see it? This is the P1P. Bridging is terrible. Artie, stop it, bub. So the bridging is really bad. On the overhangs, same sort of thing. It is rubbish and rubbish. It's just, and that is to the, although the outside of it, it's very same about the same. So this gets up to the same sort of thing, 20, and this, where the third, yeah, 15, yeah, the K1 is probably a bit smoother there, but they're both pretty, yeah. The K1 prints the prints shinier. I don't know if you can see. It probably doesn't come up on that. This is the K1. This is the P1P. See, it's a bit shinier. It's like it's had boot polish on it. That's the difference. One's a little day old stuff, and one's just been boot polished. However, I'm going to give it to the P1P because the K1, it lifted off the bed on the corner there, but the P1P didn't. So I'm going to say the P1P's won that one because all the rest is pretty similar. Oh, hang on. I did have some things that I printed off that I was just going to do anyway. So I printed this Yoda off on the K1 Max. It's come out really nicely. I put it under, and I did this Hellboy on the P1P. I put it under the microscope so you can have a look. Oh, just stuff's falling everywhere. So, come on. Okay, so this is Yoda. I have done nothing to this except pull off the supports. Look how clean it's printed. It is amazing how nice this is. So I don't even have to sand it to paint it. It's just beautiful. It's coming out really nicely. And Hellboy on the P1P is the same. Well, probably, I can see a little bit of layer lines on the chest, but it's a different model, of course. And there's a little bit of layer lines in the crutch there. Shouldn't be looking there, I guess. YouTube will ban me. The tail printed intact. You've got little details of the crosses and stuff, and the beads around his hand, belts and stuff, and the head with the horns, and it's even, I can even tell the goatee on him. I mean, and look at the size of it, it's small. Okay, so the other thing I did are these little clamps. So I did one on the, as you can see, the K1 is this one, and the P1P is this one. You can't really tell the difference. I'm going the wrong way. Okay, so turn over this way, and they both work really well. And when I clamp them, yeah, play my finger. Right. Clamp it, it's going, it's staying there. That was a P1P, and this is a K1. Do it anymore. Ooh. So they work. Oh, come on. Works really well, yeah. So they're both similar. So in the practical print type thing, they've both turned out really well. Another thing I did with these hands for detail. It's also got the torrents of these little screw things here, and this turns. This is from the Flexi factory, this one. The little bit of red is from the red carbon fibre filament that I would have had in each one. So this is the P1P. But look at the details, they come out beautiful. I've done nothing to this either, I've just pulled it straight off the plate like this. And here's the K1 Max, more red, more red stuff. But same thing. Look at the detail in it. I've done nothing to it. And here, tolerance, there's a lot of filament in that one, and that screws on nicely, and it spins fine. So it's just amazing, these printers. Once again, where are the layer lines? I'm not used to this sort of quality of print coming out of my printers. The last thing I did was these things, just to get some string and stuff going. This was shit, I can't remember which one this one. This was the second one I did, which was the K1 Max, I think. Doesn't matter, they're both pretty much the same. So I did that one there, and this one, I might have put which one this one was. Oh, this was the P1P, there was K1 Max, that one. I'll go back to the big one. Okay, so how cool is that? I'll put the links to all these files. I can't do the Flexi factory one because it's a patron thing, but these ones are on printables. So I'll put the links to the Yoda and the Hellboy and these in the links below. But how cool, eh? And this one is just something the wife will the wife will love it. She'll hang it up somewhere. She'll probably take it to work and give it to some people at work. I don't know. Anyway, so that's the roundup of them all. I think the let's have a look. I put down that the K1 Max one, the ABS, the TPU, the ASA, and the carbon fibre. I put down they drew on the PLA Matte and the polycarbonate. I did the P1P one in the nylon, the PETG. Yeah. So the K1K did a better job on the different filaments. But to be honest with you, with practical prints, they're all pretty similar. So yeah, I don't think you do go wrong printing either, doing either either printer. There was something that a few little notes I got here. The K1 Max, I did have a problem feeding some of the filament through every now and again. I kept getting caught on the very lip of the extruder where the Bowden tube goes in. I think the Bowden tube moving sort of when it moves over to the side a bit, and it's not down into the extruder enough. And when you pull the filament in, it's hitting the lip of the extruder where the Bowden tube sits on the extruder, and it's hitting that. It's not going through any further. So I had to print off some things I found on Thingiverse and Printables, which I showed in my other videos. I've shown the problem in one of them. I'll link them down below as well. One of them I've shown show the problem, and the other one I show how to make it combine two things in Thingiverse to get them to work properly, to merge the two models together. The P1P stopped mid-print when it was doing the TPU for some reason. I don't know why it stopped. The only way I could get it to start up again is to reboot the printer. I had to turn the damn thing off and back on again. So the other thing I had problems with, pain in the butt, the AMS, because you can't run TPU through an AMS. It's too flexy and you'll stuff it up. So I had to disconnect I didn't have to disconnect. I was trying to print through the manual because I have got one of those Y junction things on my thing, and I got it to print okay, but then when I wanted to go back to just using the AMS, it was a pain to try and get it to do it. And if somebody didn't have any experience printing, it's a pain. It was hard to get the AMS to be recognized by the print again. I had to reboot my PC, reboot the printer. I had to reset the network just to try and get the damn thing to. It eventually did it, but it was a pain doing it. So also Creality Print didn't have all the profiles that I needed to print all the filament out. So I had to use Orca Slicer. So you know, there's that. But I sort of use Orca Slicer for both of them anyway. I did do a little timesheet and how much filament it used up that I'll also link down below so you can have a look at it. But basically, some filaments the K1 was quicker, and other filaments the P1P was quicker. A lot of them they're using up almost the same amount of filament. There's only a couple of grams difference in the filament they were using up, but yeah, the printers they're both really good printers. I wouldn't be upset having either one. Yeah, that was all right. Oh, one thing, if you're ever using nylon, make sure you use a glue stick to make sure it sticks down properly. Once with where it started lifting a bit with the which one was it? I think it was the polycarbonate or the nylon on the whichever one it was on the K1 where it started to lift a bit. I then hunked a heap of glue on it, and the other one stuck really well to the print. And I had to flex and bend it, and then I got a little scraper and got it off. So not only do you need to use a glue to help it stick, but you need to use a glue to help to get it off afterwards. So there's cool, gone over all the problems I had. So I hope that helped, guys. And I will be doing another one. What was I going to do it on? Yes, strength of filament. So basically, what is the better setting to have in your slicer? Whether it's better to have thicker walls or better to have more support inside, or not support, infill in your model. Because I've noticed with a lot of my droids, which are like life size, some of them are over 6 foot tall, I've gone for the thicker walls as opposed to the more infill, and they're strong as I smash them with a hammer to get some of the bits in to fit into place. So I'll demonstrate that. I'm going to get a hammer out and I'm going to start smashing things, or try to smash things, to see which is stronger. So be sure to sort of subscribe so you don't miss it. And if you did find this helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you give us a like. Last time I did the old Billy and Whiskers, I got the most dislikes I've ever had in a video, but I also got the most likes. So yeah, I wasn't really sure. I thought, oh, I wonder if I should do it or not. But I had a lot of people, not a lot, I had a few people saying, hey, it was fun, and you know, it made a little different from what else was out there. So I thought, oh, I might as well do a little bit. It only takes a little bit of video. But anyway, let me know if you want me to do some more of that sort of stuff, because not a lot of you leave many comments. So I'm not really sure whether you're liking it or not, but hope you are, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a nice day. See you later. Whiskers, Johnny Whiskers, here to report. I can't do that. Hi guys, welcome to the channel and the battle between Creality's K1 Max and Bambu Labs P1P as they vie to feed. Hi guys, welcome to the channel and the battle between the K1 PA-Nylon and PC-Polycarbonate Whiskers, Johnny Whiskers for WPSC. So it has come, yeah, Whiskers, Johnny Whiskers, down here ringside. And what looks to be an exciting match. The first round is finished. Actually, they've all finished. And you can see the results behind me. Let's go and have a look at the first one with Billy, whatever the hell his name is. Billy what? What did I call him? I can't remember what his name was. Billy something. Damn, what do I... Here we go. Billy O'Hare! Of course. Oh dear.